Last night Milo Yiannopolous appeared on Fox News to discuss the riots at Berkeley, and Tucker Carlson introduced him as the gay Jew that's becoming the face of the red pill right. It occurred to me that many who visit the red pill have had continued epiphanies in their lives outside of the ones we discuss here about sexual strategy. Now, don't get me wrong, I believe everything in the world boils down to sexual strategy. It's no coincidence that the insult of choice on /r/the_Donald is cuck, but that doesn't mean understanding sexual strategy and the red pill will be the last time you have an epiphany that makes you take a retrospective look at your life and realize that nothing was what it seemed. The red pill has entered our culture's vernacular and is used unironically to reference pulling back the curtain on any philosophy and discover the secret inner workings. And I'm proud to have been a part of that movement, even though we focused specifically on sexual strategy and will continue to do so. Something struck me about the phrase the red pill right, and it's been on my minutes since I heard it. There's a lot of agreement and disagreement between different schools of thought in politics, and often one can't really be determined to be right or wrong, only different. There are competing schools of economic thought, different ways to try to accomplish similar goals, and almost an infinite variables that are close to impossible to really know or track, keeping us from having any objective answers. But that doesn't mean there isn't something to know about politics. Just like sexual strategy, even though we do not have the full picture of evolution, and we can't possibly know everybody's thoughts and feelings, we do know that we can make descriptive theories about how people operate, and test our hypotheses against future happenings to determine if we were anywhere close. That brings me to something that I think I've been lacking in my life during the USA election cycle this past year. The red pill has been instrumental in helping myself and others find sanity in the world of sex and women, but there is no such guiding light for me in politics. I admit, /r/the_Donald is fascinating and entertaining. But it serves as little more than rage porn and memes. The conversation actually stops itself from getting too deep. A few conjectures land at the top of every post, but nothing is really said about the underlying theory of what is happening today. I don't think it's a mistake that Milo wanted to be introduced as the face of the red pill right because he knew the term alt-right was being used to try to tie this new brand of Republicans to white supremacy and other unsavory things. Undoubtedly, he uses the term because it's fitting, but also because it helps to write off the success of our name. It's not uncommon, attempted to co-opt our language and mission and then tailor it to their own needs and purposes. Look no further than the Red Pill movie made by a feminist, and has nothing to do with us. But the truth is, there is a new conservative movement happening, and it's been happening for a while. And it's got a lot of overlap with the subscribers here on TRP. It's a bit more libertarian-leaning than the traditional Republican Party, as it's very socially liberal, pro to each his own, but with a bent on strict liability rather than social safety nets. But it remains conservative in places that I believe make sense to do so: protect borders, our tribe above others, government. Spend responsibly, don't take my money, etc. TRP has always talked about tribalism, about safety and security in our culture, and about the values that really matter when you strip away the thin facade of safety Western cultures think that they have. Physical strength leads to security, assimilation lends itself to tribalism. Jack Donovan writes extensively about these things. And they all lead us back to the number one point we have on TRP: everything is about sex. Our behaviors are governed by evolution,